What's good, Finn Nation? What's good? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Reason, and I'm back here for another one. And I hope all of y'all are having a blessed evening, blessed night. Your boy is riding solo. EM is out doing his thing. He's out there on the grind. So, hey, man. I hope y'all enjoy this piece I put together. It's about 26, 27 minutes of Solomon Kindley. And man, the San Francisco 40 guys basically let you know real quick what I did. I've got 10 reps in run block sets, and I've got 10 reps in pass pro sets. And I basically took 4 from every week, 2 and 2. So every game that he's played in, absolute fantastic player. It was a fantastic film analysis for me to do. A lot of work, but it was fantastic. Such an enjoyable watch. Even the San Francisco game was so enjoyable. Like, absolute phenomenal stuff I saw. And we're going to hop into that. I'm going to give it about 15, 20 minutes. I'll talk to y'all. I'll shout all y'all out. And then I'll let people get in here, as many as we can, because I know it's like 10:15 on a Wednesday. Happy hump day to y'all. But this Solomon Kindley film analysis, we got something special. We got, what's crazy is, the issues I saw with him in the first couple weeks in terms of pulling, he got better at it each week. And I identified what I was seeing with him when I was watching the broadcast. It was, he didn't have that explosive first step. He wasn't overly athletic when they asked him to pull all the way to the other side, but he's gotten better at it, man. And he might not be elite athletically, but when you talk about situational awareness, when you talk about football IQ, football aptitude, he's got those elite traits. His recognition skills are very, very, very high. I really liked it. We got a really bright future. And then when I watched the San Francisco stuff with Hunt in there, man, there's going to be one snap, and it's near the end of the film analysis, guys, that's going to get everyone so super excited. It's a phenomenal snap. I've actually got 2 phenomenal snaps out of the 4 in the San Francisco game. Art Hunt is involved. So I've even got some Hunt showing up. So yeah, man, this is going to be a pretty good deep dive. And y'all already know how I do inside the NFL, man. This is as extensive as it gets, man. This ain't no, Fugazi breakdown. I bring y'all the real stuff. Y'all going to see it. Y'all are going to be real excited after you see this. I'm telling you right now, it was a fantastic watch. It was a fun thing for me to do. It was a lot better and more rewarding to do this than it was the Jerome Baker, but I had to put out the Jerome Baker stuff for y'all to see what we had been seeing since last season. I think y'all are going to really, really enjoy it. So let's shout out all of y'all. So shout out to Marino's GOAT, Jay Bleasy 38, Vickin, Troy Hicks, Jazza 803, Tommy Brinkley, Stevie TV, what's good, homie? Aquavision, Red Dino, EM, what's good? Justin, D82, what's good, homie? Nico, what's good, brother? Jason Greaves, of course. What else we got here? We got Tony T. We got Matthew Marston. Did I shout out God of the Mod Squad, Rhino? I don't know if I shouted you out, homie. Tony T, what's good? Latrell Davin, what's good? Chris Kinley, that's a good last name to have to come around here, my friend. Michael Pulisic, what's good? Yawabula, what's good? Aquavision, what's good? What's good, Larry? Yeah, man. So y'all are gonna. Yeah, Justin. I mean, the thing is, I'll tell you all right now, even after watching, because I had to watch all the San Fran snaps, right? So I watched them pretty in depth. And I don't know what you do with Davis. What's good, Derek? I really don't know what you do with. I came away saying, what do you do with Davis? If he keeps this up, what's good, David Nance? If he keeps this up, what do you do? That's the real question. So Solomon Kindley's playing really well. His natural position is the left guard, so that's his natural first step. So I got no problem if we got to eventually make the transition with him to left guard and Hunt to right guard if we eventually do get a right tackle. But Hunt looked like on Sunday, from what I saw in the All-22, that he's legit. I just want to see him, Arik Armstead. What I liked is I saw better from Hunt against Arik Armstead than I did from Jesse Davis when they were sending jabronis like Deion Jordan on the left side. So, Yeah, Robert Hunt, I just want to see him now against a speedy, athletic, great bend around the edge type of guy. And let's see what we can do, because Arik Armstead's more of a power guy. And he did. Hey, Jason, I'm down. I'm down. Let's go full committee. Let's go full committee right now. If you can add Le'Veon Bell, and I'm talking like on a 1 year small deal, guys. I ain't talking like no 5 million. Cut Howard, whatever. Take the dead cap because it's only this year. It don't matter. So get rid of him. But I have heard Kansas City more so in regards to Le'Veon Bell. That's what I've heard. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, Dolphin, I didn't even see that. Oh, so there you go. Andy befriended Mahomes. I hadn't seen that, but I got an update that they were talking. So yeah, Stevie, that's it. I don't want to bench Hut. Especially if he plays the way he played on Sunday against when he starts facing, and Arik Armstead's no slouch. I keep saying this, you know what I mean? Like, is he elite? No, but he's a really good player. And there were times where Hunt was lifting him off his feet. Think about that one for a sec. No one talking about that, I don't think, but there were legitimate times where he was lifting Arik Armstead directly off his feet, just standing him up. So, and I'll show you, there was good pass blocks in terms of a lot of times he did it with Davis and he did it again with Hunt. Kinley is really good at passing off blocks, getting guys out wide on the arc and then passing off the block and then recognizing someone, shooting the inside gap or wherever it may be, or coming up from the second level and then stepping in and creating enough to just, let the pass. Usually you saw it more in pass pro, and then allowing the play to unfold. Fitz to do his thing. So you guys will see what I'm talking about. Solomon Kindley looks like he's going to be a special player, and like I've said, from what I saw on the All-22 at least, because I have watched some stuff on Andrew Thomas as well. It looks like Kindley was the reason Thomas went so high. I agree, Michael, because if Dieter gets his act together, you don't have to think about because here's put food for thought, guys. Right now, the Miami Dolphins are only one game out of the 7th seed. Okay. So if you're picking in the 20s, right, and Dieter has his ish together, you don't got to select a Creed Humphrey if he's sitting there, right? You don't got to make that investment. I agree, Red Dino. Davis is my swing tackle. Like, that's what I came away from watching, especially the San Fran All-22. I'm like, oh, when Jackson returns, Davis is a swing tackle, like we all said he would be. Yeah, I'm excited about both, Dolphin 82, because I keep telling y'all, give me the best offensive line in football. Tua behind that, everything will fall in place, guys. And then you got enough money, pay a star receiver or a star running back, only one of the two, and then use the draft, create a winning culture, and use free agency. You'll get guys to take less money on shorter term to come here. And on top of that, UDFAs, they find them. So, hey, and you got windows because Preston's still on that cheap. So, yeah, I agree, Jason Greaves. Good luck. Good luck against that. Yeah, it's been a pretty good draft class, Troy Hicks. So far, only my boy Curtis is out the door. So, pretty good from Chris Greer and company. You can't deny it. Looks like it's going to be a solid draft class. So we're going to get into the film analysis in about 10 minutes, guys. I'm just letting people come in. I agree, David. We need another nose tackle, but like I had Ball Game on, who's an FSU fan. I've watched Marvin Wilson. He's probably your number one interior guy. He's a 4-3 interior guy. You'd have to kick him in as a zero tech. The best zero tech probably would, the best guy who could probably play that would probably be Tyler Shelvin from LSU. I like him a lot. Underrated. Yes, Stevie. The problem is you don't take a linebacker, usually top 5. And I'm down with Parsons if he's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But usually you don't take especially when you got guys like Nick Bolton from Missouri, who's a true middle linebacker. I keep telling people that I love this kid. Loved his tape. He's a true middle guy. He's not an elite athlete, but he's got elite instincts and elite football IQ. And then you got Dylan Moses as well, right? So, yeah. Dolphin 82. What about yeah, I love Marvin Wilson too. What about the Georgia dude reason from nose tackle? I don't think I've watched him yet. I've only watched a handful of interior defensive guys. I've actually again found myself the wide receiver, obviously quarterback, because that's what I pretty much, if anyone would be my specialty, it'd be quarterback. Running back, I'm pretty familiar with. Offensive line, I'm pretty fairly familiar with right now in the tackle class. Tight end class, I'm pretty familiar with, and I have been. Safety class, I'm very familiar with. Linebacker class, I'm very familiar with. Edge class, I'm pretty familiar with. And yeah, the corner class, I'm fairly familiar with too. I'm familiar somewhat with the center position too, but guards, because there's a lot of people talking about kicking people into guard. So guard, I'm not overly where I want to be yet. Interior defensive line, I'm not where I want to be yet. I could be better everywhere, but those are the places I need to watch more on. Will I trade for Michael Thomas? No, because why am I taking that on the hook? I could draft a wide receiver. I could draft a Jalen Waddle. I could draft a Devontae Smith. I'm leaving out Jamar Chase for a reason, guys. If I want to move out off DVP, I can draft my number one, Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. There's other guys. If I want to go true slot, stick with DVP and Preston as my big time boundary guys. If I'm picking 15 to 20 and Rondell Moore is sitting there, if he was 6'1", he'd be wide receiver 1. I could take him. So that's great value. Plus, first round, I get 4 years in an option on a rookie contract as opposed to having to pay Michael Thomas for 5 years. Yeah, Nico Patrick Surtain, he's a stud. But we don't really need him. Noah better pick it up though. Never know, right? I like Trey Smith. Sorry, who asked that? He's solid. I was talking about him a couple nights ago. Trey Smith is very solid. I was talking about him with Ball Game. I believe on air too. I agree, Oos. I can't wait, man. I'm Mark C. If people had watched film on, people who have watched film on Tua, again, I recorded episode 3 of The Finish Line with Richmond Webb and Mr. Ballgame today, and we talked about the whole Herbert thing and everything briefly. And, I didn't say this on air. I should have. But if people have watched Tua, you would be more excited and anxious. You would be sitting here and saying, man, this kid's going to be more prepared than what Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow were day one. They hit the field, and guess what? He's the better talent. That should have you excited. I get the anxiety. And Mr. Ball Game and Richmond Webb both agreed Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. Because, guys, he has 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But 2 of those, right, in the first game, if Preston doesn't slip, that isn't a pick. If the flag is properly thrown, Gesicki draws the DPI. And then in the Seattle game on his first interception, his arm was hit on a loud pressure from, I believe it was Jesse Davis's side. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Jesse Davis' side. So now all of a sudden he's sitting at 7 picks, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's thrown for over 1,300 yards. Guys, he has a completion percentage over 70. He has the 4th best QBR in the NFL. Herbert and Burrow did not have to deal with that. Herbert paid off some doctor, and I'm joking, I'm being facetious, paid off some doctor, to give the old punctured lung, and Burrow had no competition. And I'll be honest with you, it should also excite you guys that you did not see Fitzpatrick. I said this on air tonight, and you'll hear in the podcast that comes out tomorrow. Fitzpatrick was not 110% in on Josh Rosen like he is on Tua Tagovailoa, and you can see just the way they interact in between drives, after drives, et cetera, et cetera. Like, he's all in and invested on making this guy the future. Now y'all know why for the past 7-8 months I've been saying I want Fitz when he retires to be a coach. Some people want to run him out of town. I want this guy to be on the coaching staff because Gesicki said if I could play with him for the next 15 years, I would. Like, this guy galvanizes. That's why, him and Tua are a lot similar in terms of how they galvanize players. So, man, I'm telling y'all should be excited. And we're about 5 minutes away, guys. I will start the film analysis in about 5 minutes. So everyone just needs to pump the brakes. Everyone just wants to play with their new shiny toy. They got a number 5. I get it. It's cool. I want to see Tua. Listen, me and EM drive the Tua bandwagon, all right? We were the ones in the YouTube community that were leading the charge. So don't no one want to see him more than me and EM, but we trust the flow cess. And that's all you got to do. Trust the flow cess. Be excited at the fact that a kid who was the most talented is becoming more refined day in, day out. And when his number is called, he's going to be more ready than what Herbert was and what Burrow was when their number was called on their first professional start. Especially Herbert, because he found out like 5 minutes before. So, I mean, look at how the game planning has improved week by week. That's just telling you they're getting more comfortable with the play. So, if he knows even more of the playbook, of Omar Kelly rumored 40% last week, Tua only known 40% of the playbook. Man, with all those wrinkles we're throwing, if you can do that stuff with Tua, I'm telling y'all, that's a consistent playoff team. But just be patient because right now, guys, the 5 teams we've played going into this past week had a combined record of like 11-4. Like, we're not losing to bad teams, guys. So, and we're going to get this together. You just got to believe, man. I figured you were Samoan Oos because of the whole Oos thing. Well, shout out to Oos. What up, Oos? I love that word. So, I love that Oos Mecca. I like the whole Mecca thing added to that too. I agree, Stevie, but our quarterback coach is doing a good job. But I agree with you right now, at least an assistant, right, of some sort. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to get into the film analysis in about 2 minutes here. So, we got 84 people in the room. Smash that like button, guys. Show us some love. Help us out. Man, I put a lot of work into what y'all are about to see. Yeah, Jason Greaves, that's just lazy reporting. And I called that out. That's lazy reporting. Different eras. You know what Marino would do in his first 4 games in this era? The man would already be at 1,500 yards, and he'd have 20 touchdowns already. Don't give me that nonsense, all right? Like, Dave Hyde out here adding fuel to the fire, man. So, CEO Supreme, Tua should play this weekend. Nah, man, we're good right now. We're rolling. This could be another game where he throws 300 for 300 or more. So let's go, man. You guys need patience like a room full of doctors, man. Just relax. When it happens, man. Like I said, just be happy at the fact that whenever he hits, he's going to be more prepared. So, I'm telling everyone, I've been telling everyone, Herbert's working on a limited playbook, guys. He's not working with 50, 60, 70. If you watch the plays, I would say he's probably at about 30, 40% of the playbook right now. That's why so much was taken away in the second half, and it took blown coverage on Mike Williams, because I went back and watched the All-22. That's why it took so much blown. That's why it took such bad blown coverage on Mike Williams for him to score a touchdown in the second half, because they were taking things away. His anticipation, they were forcing things towards the sidelines. His anticipation wasn't where it was supposed to be. He wasn't making throws, so he wasn't putting them on dimes. So they were taking things away. So they made the adjustments. I'll give them that. And, like I've told everyone, whether it's Tua, whether it's Burrow, whether it's Herbert, talk to me after the 8-9 starts when the tape is out on these guys and the tendencies are picked up. So, we just got to be patient. But all right, guys, let's get into this. We're going to get into the film analysis right now. Red Dino, I think the call is a move up Benito Jones. Let's see what we got before we start making a move for a defensive tackle right now. He's a true nose, and he's a rare breed where he's a pass rushing nose. So Let's see what we got there. All right, guys. So let me just bring this up here. I really hope y'all enjoy this. I'm going to break it down for y'all. As usual, I'm going to full screen the film analysis, and you'll hear my lovely voice in the background narrating like a white Morgan Freeman that knows football. All right, guys. So we're about to go there. So again, man, I put a lot of work in this. So share this wherever you can. If you're watching, you're new here, subscribe, hit that like button. If you want to donate, the super chat is available. You can hit paypal.me/Finside. We'll get into all that stuff after the film analysis, but let's hop right in here. All right, guys. Look at that beautiful face. That's the face of a stud, people. Take a sip. All right. So, guys, this is going to be about like 27 minutes. So, yeah, let's hop right into it. Give me a sec. All right. So, guys, the first play, we're going to start off with pass pro sets, and we're going to start off against the Pats. All right, we're going to go chronologically. So what you're going to see here, guys, is so the Patriots, they're going to rotate Juwan Bentley and Adrian Phillips. Now, Bentley is the linebacker. Adrian Phillips right now is lined up as the safety in the rover. I pointed them out right there for you guys. And they're going to rotate them multiple. Sorry, I pointed them out. They're in the middle. Sorry, they're in the middle. Who I've pointed out is Winovich and Brandon Copeland. But Winovich is lined up over Jesse Davis, and you're going to watch the rotation of Phillips and Juwan Bentley multiple times, right? And then Davis is going to backpedal, and Kinley's going to pick him up when it's coming to Winovich, who's lined over Jesse Davis, and he's going to square him up. So we're going to go into the other view, guys. You're going to get a better view here. So I want you to watch here. So in the middle there is where you got Juwan Bentley and Adrian Phillips. Watch them rotate, right? They're going to rotate again before the snap, right? And there you go. I got Winovich and Brandon Copeland ID'd there. Winovich is off the edge, lined up over Jesse Davis. And just watch. Davis is going to back pedal, okay? And watch. Kinley's going to pick Winovich up, and he's going to square his shoulders right up, and he's going to drive him off to the right, where Davis keeps him off to the outside, all right? Now watch this. Ball is going to be snapped, and it's a bad snap, guys, all right? So here comes Brandon Davis with a stunt, moving from the outside, coming back towards the A-gap between Karras and Kinley, who sheds off Winovich and immediately picks up Copeland. And Kinley used his momentum, if you saw there, just to absolutely take Copeland out, and that gave Fitz the chance to make a play. So again, you're going to see more. This is the second play here. You're going to see more pre-snap motion here as Shalik Calhoun moves from over top of Karras' nose, and he's going to shade Karras' left shoulder while Juwan Bentley moves up over top of Kinley. All right? So watch here. Kinley is going to start a back pedal, and I want you to watch his head because it's going to be constantly on a swivel ready for any incoming traffic. We'll break it down a second time. Look at that. Takes him right out. Perfect. Right? So let's go back. Let's go to the goalpost view here. Obviously, the best view there is. So again, more pre-snap motion you're going to see. And who I've highlighted there is Bentley. It's Derek Rivers, because Bentley's going to drop back into coverage. Watch. Kinley is going to backpedal. He's going to keep his head on a swivel, ready for any incoming traffic. And I've slowed it down for you guys. But he notices Bentley drop back into coverage, number 51 right there. He's going to notice him drop back into coverage, and only Derek Rivers is trying to create pressure off the edge on the right side. All right. So Rivers actually does have leverage on Davis and starts driving him back off the snap. Watch this. So Gaskins is going to give help, but then he's going to shed the block and head off into the flats. Kinley sees this, and he comes in and absolutely cleans Rivers out of the play with such ease on his reach block, throwing him off balance and taking away any created pressure or any chance thereof. Perfect play. So now let's go to the Bills game. The Dolphins are showing strong left in their goal line formation, while the Bills have stacked the line of scrimmage and have 8 in the box total. So Kinley is going to have Ed Oliver shading his right shoulder and Harrison Phillips on the left side, inside shoulder. So watch this. Kinley hooks Phillips real quickly, and we're going to take another. He just hooked under the arms, and it was over. So let's watch another here. So there again, you're going to see Ed Oliver shading his right shoulder and Harrison Phillips on the left inside shoulder. Kinley's going to hook Phillips quickly off the snap under his arms, and he's going to shift him with absolute ease across the left side of the line out of the way as Fitz hits Parker on the slant for 6. This is a touchdown play, guys. So watch as Kinley takes on Phillips, and he just quickly hooks him, and he's over. It's over. And he's just stood up. He reaches up, but the passing lane is there. And there you go. Great power technique and initial explosion off the line into the block by Kinley there. So here's the second play from the Bills game in pass pro. The Bills are only showing 4-man pressure with the front. Fitz is in the shotgun with an empty backfield. Gesicki is in on the line on the left side, making it strong left, but he breaks off into a route. So watch. Kinley's going to take on A.J. Epinesa here. Done. And he kept him out wide on that arc, but if you saw, Fitz brought the pressure back to him. So watch here. So I've identified that's Epinesa and that's Kinley. So Kinley does win from the jump with perfect hand placement on his drive block as he takes Epinesa on, and he arcs him out wide. Watch. Right off the snap, he wins. And he just starts arcing him out to the right. Here we go. Ready? Just wide right. Right to the arc, right, and he's gone. He's out of it. But watch Fitz. Fitz is just all over the place, though, and he actually ends up taking a sack by putting himself directly into pressure, which is a shame because this is such a quality rep from Kinley. Like, look, Epinesa is still out there. Like, the ball's got to be gone. It's got to be thrown away. He didn't throw it away. The sack was rightfully charged to Fitz, but that's such a quality rep that you wish Fitz threw it away and it looked better on Kinley. But look at how wide he took Epinesa and just wiped him out of the play. So now this is the Jags games, guys. Fitz has an empty backfield out of the shotgun. The Jags have 5-man front, but Joe Schobert is about to drop back into coverage, and Cassius Marsh is taken on in straight man-to-man block and immediately is driven out wide by Kinley, so much so that Davis has to pick him up. There you go. And look at the lane created there, and Fitz is off scrambling, and you're going to see it even better from the second view, guys. So there you go. I've highlighted Josh Allen and Cassius Marsh. So watch. Cassius Marsh is just man-to-man blocking. He's immediately driven out wide on a wide arc by Kinley, so much so that watch Jesse Davis has to pick him up. And Josh Allen is going to disengage, and he tries to make a move back towards the vacated area Kinley moved Marsh out of. And watch. Kinley keeps his head on a swivel once again, showing that aptitude, showing that IQ, and he's going to pick up Josh Allen's intent, and he moves over quickly, pushing Allen across the middle of the pocket, and he's going to put Josh Allen right into the ground, guys. Watch this rep. There you go. Disengages right there. He notices, and look he picks up Josh Allen, and look at the space that creates for Fitz to step up, scramble, and he uses his legs, and he creates a big gain thanks to the newly formed running lane by Solomon Kindley, guys. Great job by Solomon Kindley on that. Fantastic job, guys. Can't say anything better. So we're going to stick with the Jags game here, guys. And Fitz is in the shotgun with a single back to his right, which is Myles Gaskin. The Dolphins are strong right with Smith in line to the right of Jesse Davis. And I want you to watch Kinley off the snap as he takes on Taven Bryan with a drive block that moves him out wide right on yet another arc, guys. Watch this for Davis to pick up. And then once again, look who he picks up. Josh Allen with no problem, right? So we're going to take another look at that, guys. So you're going to see a better look. So I want you to watch. Kinley off the snap is going to take Taven Bryan. He's that inside guy that I've highlighted. And once Kinley disengages, he shows tremendous awareness and recognition as Josh Allen sheds off Smith. And he's going to stunt back towards the A gap. Right. You're going to see him right there. And Solomon Kindley has released off of Brian, and he has his base wide and his shoulder squared, prepared for Josh Allen, who gets enough to keep him off from penetrating the middle of the pocket, allowing Fitz to make the throw. So great situational awareness by the rookie. I'm telling you guys, he is legit. So here's play one against the Seahawks here that I've highlighted. Seattle's showing a 2-4-5 nickel formation, and Fitz is out of the shotgun with 3 receivers to the right. Gesicki is in the back, is to the backfield on the left, and Gaskin as a single pack to his left in the backfield as well. And Kinley, watch as he picked up. Yeah, Benson Mayo on the stunt there. Beautiful work. We're going to take another look at it right here. So watch. I'm going to highlight them for you. So watch as Kinley picks up Benson Mayowa and Jaron Reed. So I want you guys to watch that. So he's going to pick up Benson Mayowa on the stunt as he switches with Jaron Reed, who Kinley arcs out wide again for Davis to contain. Karras is there to help. And because they're in man-to-man blocking and he's free, Kinley comes in from the side just as Reed engages by Karras, and he's stood up and he's pancaked between the two of them, allowing a clean pocket for Fitz to make the throw. So it's incomplete, but it's a good example of him in pass pro. So we're going to stick with pass pro here. Seattle is in a 4-3 showing cover 2. So four receiver set for Miami with Fitz in the shotgun. Single back is Jordan Howard to Fitz's left. Jaron Reed is the one lined up over Solomon Kindley. And again, you're going to see Kindley dominate Reed. Look at no problem. Just no problem. So let's see this again. So once again, you're going to watch Solomon Kindley and Jaron Reed, as once again, you're going to see Kinley arc him out wide, and the Dolphins are in man-to-man blocking, allowing Karras to be free once again. And Seattle does pull a stunt with Benson Mayowa as a looper as he switches from Davis' outside shoulder to shooting in towards the A gap. So sit here, and Karras meets him head on. But his hand placement, look at Karras' hand placement, is poor, and he's immediately pushed back. So Kinley disengages and comes over to help, lowering his head and making contact with Mayowa enough to throw him off balance and take him right out of the play. Look at, he erased any pass rushing threat. Great situational awareness rep from Solomon Kindley. High football IQ, high aptitude, high awareness. So here's the San Fran game, guys. Fitz is in the shotgun with Breda to his right as a single back and a 4-receiver set. San Francisco is in the nickel package with 4-2 front. And he's going to take on rookie Javon Kinlaw. Watch this rep here, guys. It's over. It's over. And I'll show you exactly why it's over right here. So we're going to go back from that goal line view, that godly view. So Javon Kinlaw is lined up over the top of Solomon Kindley, and he's not only a split second late with his jump. Watch his jump off the snap. But by the time he's up, watch Kindley. He's already has his base wide and his shoulder squared. He's fully prepared and set to take him on, and it's not good for Kinlaw. Watch. So watch what Kinlaw does. Kinlaw instead decides to go across the line of scrimmage, recognizing Kindley isn't the Basil he could win head on, and this leads Kindley into Contavious Street, who is battling with Ted Karras. Kindley takes over the block and drives Street out horizontally, allowing Fitz to climb up the pocket. After a nifty move you just saw there, he dodges Kerry Hyder, and Fitz uses the wide open passing lane, once again created by Solomon Kindley, to scramble for a nice gain. And you see the hustle from Kindley right there upfield. He's still coming back. So again, let's stick with the San Fran game. San Fran shows a 4-2 front. Fitz is in the shotgun in an empty set with 3 out wide to the left and 2 to the right. Kindley takes Kevin Givens out wide right. That's who I highlighted for you. And he's going to take him on an arc to Robert Hunt. And after clamping and releasing, he's then going to look to engage Contavious Street, he's going to be pushing back Karras. And he takes him. There you go. So let's show you another view right here. So watch him. Contavious Street is going to start pushing back Karras. So watch Ted Karras in the middle. And then you're going to see Karras can't even set his feet. He's getting pushed back. So Kindley lowers his head and pops Street in the bottom of the face mask. Look where Kindley engages him. And he's going to send Street stumbling. So watch. He's going to take Givens out wide first to Hunt to contain on a wide arc. There you go. Hunt, pick him up. He notices the problem Karras is having. Pop right in the jaw. And Fitz takes the hit, but look at where the pass goes. It's perfectly manufactured pressure from the left side, but there's Preston on a post route up the middle, 4-6. Great job by the offensive line. So we're going to stop right here for a sec. Guys, I can't tell you enough about how impressed I really was watching this kid. He's phenomenal, guys. He's going to be special. This guy is going to be special. I'm telling you, 2 or 3 years, there is no reason why he is not a Pro Bowler if he continues going on the trajectory he is currently on. So let's keep going. We're going to get into run block sets. And guys, the reps from the San Francisco game, y'all are going to absolutely love it. So, yeah, here we go. So let's hop right into it, guys. So the first play, we're going to go all the way back to week 1, guys. Again, we're going chronologically. So here's Solomon Kindley in run block. And let's start against the Pats. So this first play here, guys, the Dolphins are in a pistol. And the Patriots are in a 3-3-5 nickel with Kyle Duggar up in the box. So watch, the ball is snapping. Kinley immediately shoots to the second level. And watch, he takes Jawan Bentley, who I highlighted there. He takes him right out with ease. Watch this. Phenomenal. Just stands him up. It's over. It's over. Wrapped around it. It's over. Look at a little extra shove, little extracurricular because he wasn't a fan of it. So here we go again. So I want you to watch. So watch. Kinley's going to just shoot to that second level. It's no problem for him. He's going to square his feet. He's going to have great pad level. Watch his pad level. And he's going to wipe Bentley out so far right on the play with a strong drive block that Bentley is going to clearly take offense to this. So let's go ahead and watch this. Great. Look at that. No problem. No problem. Just a nice drive block. It's over. Right? Perfect. Absolutely perfect play from Solomon Kindley. So let's stick with the Patriots game here, guys. So the Dolphins are in shotgun once again, and they got a single back, and that's Myles Gaskin. Mike Gesicki is going to release off the line like he's about to run a route, but he's going to instead get to the second level, and you watch him. He's going to stand up Adrian Phillips, and he was again deployed as a rover that you're going to see, that you've seen a lot in these Patriots highlight. And watch as Kinley takes on Lawrence Guy. No issue, boys and girls. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So let's watch it from here. So watch as Kinley quickly is going to dip his head. He's going to get a little lower than Guy. He's going to clamp his chest and his left shoulder as well. And he's going to turn Guy around by the end of this play. And guys, Lawrence Guy is one of New England's best defenders. So, I mean, Kinley totally is going to move him out of the run lane. As you see, I'm going to slow it down for you here. And this is just an overall great design by Gailey. Great work by Gesicki, who you're going to see if you watch on the left. And Kinley to just clear that lane for Gaskin. So just watch. Engages, and he's got him clamped, vice grips. It's over, boys. And there's the hole. There's the hole. Lawrence Guy is totally taken out of the play. He's like, you might as well go get a cup of water. It's over. Absolutely perfect play. Great work by Mike Gesicki, too. I've kept highlighting to you guys. So here you go. The Dolphins are in a shotgun in this first play against the Bills with a single back to the right, and it's Jordan Howard who's to the right of Fitz, and Fitz is going to motion Jakeem Grant, who ends up taking the ball on a jet sweep. I want y'all to watch Kinley, who has Oliver shading his right shoulder with both hands in the dirt. Wow, guys. Look at that play. He just tossed Ed Oliver, the sophomore stud, like it was absolute nothing. Let's watch it from this angle. So I've highlighted them there for you. So watch. Kinley's going to win the leverage battle as Oliver's going to come in with his pad level a little too high, allowing Kinley to vice grip under both shoulder pads of Oliver with his drive block. Oliver's going to watch. You're going to watch as Oliver's going to struggle to get loose. But it's going to be over immediately. As soon as that, it's over. He's going to struggle here to get loose. It's over. And Kinley just uses Oliver's own momentum against him to turn him and toss him to the ground like a freaking rag doll. Such a crazy dominant rep from a rookie in his second game against a stud sophomore, like in his second. Unbelievable rep. Love it. So let's stick with the Bills game here. That second play in run pro. The Dolphins are in shotgun with Gaskin as the lone back to the right of Fitzpatrick and Durham Smythe in line blocking next to Austin Jackson. The Bills are on a 3-3-5 with Levi Wallace a few yards off the line of scrimmage, who's going to move with Ford when he's motioned before Ford goes back to the right side of the line of scrimmage. And watch Ford as him and Kinley pull to the left. Pull big. So let's watch that from the other angle right here again. I'm gonna ID AJ Klein here for you and break this down. But watch both Isaiah Ford after he motions back to where he originally came from. And I've showed you that's where Solomon Kindley is going to be pulling to, guys. He's going to pull to the C gap. So watch. Both Isaiah Ford and Solomon Kindley are going to pull to the left as lead blockers for Gaskin after the ball is snapped. All right? So there you go. Ford now goes back to his original spot. And here you go. Now they snap the ball. And they both pull to the left as lead blockers. Kindley takes A.J. Klein, who is shooting the C gap with a huge trap block. Kindley keeps Klein stood up, turns him left with his numbers facing the sideline, and he cleared the gap once again for Gaskin to hit a wide open running lane, guys. And let's move on to the Jags game here. And you guys are seeing it, like unbelievable stuff from the rookie here. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, how can you not be impressed? I'm not showing you like a handful here. You know, there were, again, plays I had to turn away. Now, was everything perfect? No. But, you know, when you see this from a rookie in his first, 5 games, this is more than a foundation. You know, we bought a fully built house, guys, in one of your nicest neighborhoods in your local city. So here you go. Play 1. The Dolphins are in the pistol with 2 tight ends stacked on the line of scrimmage to the right of Jesse Davis, showing strong right. This is the first play against the Jacksonville Jaguars from week 3 in Run Pro, guys. So let's watch this as Gaskin is in the backfield. Kinley has Devon Hamilton, the rookie, on his inside left shoulder. And the whole line is going to be pulling with slide blocks, guys. So watch. They're going to be pulling left with slide blocks. And Kinley's going to engage Hamilton, extends out his arms, slightly dips his head, and it's over, guys. He just uses his power and his base strength and takes Devon Hamilton out of it. So we'll watch from another angle right here. So I've highlighted them right there. There's Devon Hamilton and Solomon Kindley. So just watch. The whole line is pulling left with slide blocks, and Kinley's going to engage Devon Hamilton. He's going to extend out his arms. He's going to slightly dip his head and just uses his power and base strength to move Devon Hamilton across the line of scrimmage to the left, clearing the running lane once again for Myles Gaskin to hit up the middle for a once again, we see yet another nice gain following Solomon's lead blocks. And this is just a great leverage play by Kinley. And it's over. He turns him fully around. Good night. See you later. Pick up your ticket on the way out, Devon Hamilton. So let's get into play 2 here. And what you're going to see here is this is one of the few plays in the game where the Jags did use a lot of pre-snap motion and rotation. Fitz is going to snap the ball pre-snap. Fitz is going to snap the ball as Smythe and Flowers pull to the right. Gaskin is going to follow them as their lead blockers. And he's going to have a counter run here while Kinley and Jesse Davis absolutely destroy Devon Hamilton on a combo block. Good night. Good night, Devon Hamilton. We're going to watch it here. So, again, Fitz is going to snap the ball. Durham Smythe and Eric Flowers are going to pull to the right as Gaskin's lead blockers on the counter run, while Kinley and Jesse Davis absolutely are going to annihilate Devon Hamilton on a combo block. And even watch Davis, after they take out Hamilton, Davis is going to disengage. He's going to take on Myles Jack. And while Kinley doesn't let up, and watch how hard he drives Devon Hamilton into the turf. Good night. What a behemoth of a man, guys. He's so powerful, and he's such a mauler in the running game. Like, it's incredible to watch this guy in action. such a fun film study. So, okay, let's go against the Seahawks. This is going to be play one in run blocking against the Seahawks, and Fitzpatrick's in the shotgun. Anthony Rush is shading Kinley's right shoulder, who I've highlighted. The offensive line is slide blocking, and Kinley takes Rush on pretty square, and they have quite the leverage battle where it actually looked as if Kinley may lose for a moment as his upper body bent back, but he keeps his legs angled and wins. So watch this. So again, who I've highlighted here with the gray is going to be Anthony Rush, and he's shading Kinley's right shoulder, right? So the offensive line is slide blocking, and Kinley takes Rush on pretty square. And I want you to watch this leverage battle. Watch Kinley's, especially his head. It's going to go back, and you think, oh, is he going to lose this? But no, you are going to see him keep his legs locked out, angled, and he's going to have great hand placement on Rush's pads, and that's why Solomon Kindley is eventually going to win this rep. And I want you guys to follow it here as I've slowed it down for you. And I want you to watch Ted Karras too. He's going to clear out Ryan Neal at the second level, and Breda's just going to follow through the wide open lane. There it is. There it is. Sneaks through, makes himself shifty, slides through, and there you go. And look at Solomon Kindley just falling on top of that poor man, Anthony Rush. All right, so who I've highlighted here is Jaron Reed and Poona Ford. So Gaskin is a single back to the right of Fitz in the shotgun. Smythe is motion to the right of Jesse Davis to a blocker on the left side of Austin Jackson, causing Jaron Reed and Poona Ford to shift that front that you just saw there. And watch as the ball is snapped, and there it is. Smythe pulls back for the trap block on Benson, and Kinley and Karras just take out Reed. So let's watch it from the other angle here, guys. So again, Smith is motioned from the right of Jesse Davis to a blocker on the left side of Austin Jackson. And watch right here. And that's going to cause Jaron Reed and Poona Ford to shift the front that you just saw. And Smythe then pulls to the right for a trap block on Benson as Kinley and Karras take on Jaron Reed right there for a powerful combo block that you just saw. Good night, Jaron Reed. And again, this opens the lane wide for Gaskin, who was able to gain a good ton of yardage that you see right there. Great work. Love to see it. Fantastic stuff. So let's keep it rolling here, guys. Last two plays, we made it this far. We're at 24 minutes in, and I just want to shout everyone out who stuck around so far. I hope y'all enjoying. There's 112 in the room. Let's keep it moving here. So what you're going to see here, and guys, this is a Wildcat appearance, so get excited. A Wildcat play made the film analysis. So what you're going to see is Bowden's going to be back there with Breda to his left, and Laird is going to be up to the right of Hunt behind the line of scrimmage. And you're going to watch Bowden's going to snap the ball, and watch as these two future offensive line stars just pull together and wreak havoc on that left side. I'll break it down more, but just watch this rep. It's a thing of beauty. Good night. Good night. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, Bowden could have gone out wide and between them, and probably, so they're going to see Kinley and Hunt are going to pull to the left, and they are going to take out Kerry Hyder and former Dolphin Jamal Taylor. So watch. Kinley takes on Kerry Hyder with a trap block, and that's going to stop him dead in his tracks, while Hunt is going to be the one that takes on Jamar Taylor, who's moving up after identifying the run to that side. And there you go. Kinley and Hunt clear their men with their numbers horizontal to the sideline out of the lane. Bowden hits it and manages to gain a nice run. Wow, such a promising and amazing rep from these two. Unbelievable stuff. Absolutely love it. So let's get into the final rep. I'm sad we got here because it was a fun film analysis for me, guys. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I might even give you guys a second to come on and give me your thoughts on the film analysis. Let's stick to Solomon Kindley. If I open it up for a little bit, let's not go off topic. But the Dolphins are going to come out here with a strong pistol. Chandler Cox is to the left of Fitz and Breda directly behind him. San Francisco is showing a true 4-3 front as Contavious Street is lined up over top of Solomon Kindley with both hands in the dirt. So watch. Hunt is going to reach block to his left as Kindley engages with Street head on. And there you go. They move Street right out. Beautiful rep. Let's break it down from the other side. So again, true 4-3 front. Watch Hunt. He's going to reach block to his left as Kinley engages with Street head on, and watch the two of them move Street out of the lane with no issue. As Shaheen is going to pull, that's the tight end to the outside, is going to pull inside to take on Fred Warner at the second level, as Breda's just going to follow the created lanes. Watch this. Perfect combo block by them. With one hand, Solomon Kindley's helping out. With one hand, guys. Then they take on at the next level. Breda sheds off Fred Warner a little bit, and they keep going. And, guys, unbelievable stuff from the rookies in the San Francisco game. That game was just a marvel to watch from both of them. Great, great stuff. Robert Hunt was phenomenal that game. Solomon Kindley, as you guys saw, he is a stud. I have no problem labeling Solomon Kindley a stud in the NFL right now, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed. You know what? I'll open it up for you guys. I want to get your guys' thoughts on what you saw from Solomon Kindley and Robert Hunt. Let's stick it to the film analysis. Let's not get off topic, I beg of you guys. And I just want to hear what you guys have to think about how the film analysis went. If you want to talk about the job I did. If you want, let's talk about Solomon Kindley, though. If you liked it, if you disliked it, what I could do better, I've dropped the link. I'll give you guys a little bit here. We got 115 in the room. I appreciate all of you guys coming out and watching this with me, you know, and spending some of your Wednesday night. I hope y'all really did enjoy it, because that was a ton of work. But it was worth it, man. It was very rewarding to watch this young kid flourish. I mean, absolute steal of the draft. You know, we all thought Curtis Weaver would be the steal, and you know, there's no denying right now that Solomon Kindley is a stud. Austin Jackson has shown that he's probably going to be a stud, and you know, there's no denying that boy Robert Hunt was putting on a little bit of a show. So again, I'm dropping the link. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to pile up in the back. Let's talk about what you guys saw when you just saw the film. What did you see on film from Solomon Kindley? Hey, Emmanuel Rivera, appreciate it, man. Like, that's why I do this, man, for, you know, people who don't have, you know, either know how to break down film, don't have the capability to access the film, all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to just going through and trying to see some of your comments. If you guys got any comments while I'm letting it pile up in the back, let me know. Anything you want to ask me that I saw. So, Daniel, what are the strengths and things you like to see in this young Solomon? So, like I said, his awareness, his aptitude, he's really good trap blocking, reach block, combo blocks, no problem for him. He looked like he was getting better with pulling week by week, which is progress you want to see, because usually guys that big, you know, how fast can you expect them to get to the other end, right? So, you know, there was just a lot of good things. There was some things to clean up. Like, there was a few plays where he could have had a bit more of a motor that I would have liked to see. But overall, I mean, you see, like, he was frustrating defensive players big time, right? You saw how much extracurricular activity, whether he's landing on the guy, whether he's getting the little hand battles with the guy after the whistle, whatever. Like, he was, you know, people are getting frustrated with him, you know. And what's crazy is, you know, I almost used his first 2 reps in the NFL because they were both really, really good. They were very, very good reps. And that's what like stood out to me the most, was like, man, this guy's reps right out of the gate were that solid, that good. So thanks, Ernesto. I appreciate it. Dela Cruz, what's our opinion of the running back group? Breda and especially from watching the offensive line, right? Breda and Gaskin, very good vision. They see holes, even if they're small, they make themselves skinny to fit through it. Howard just doesn't have a burst in his initial step, but there was a few times where assignments were blown on Jordan Howard run on Jordan Howard runs, and that's why he got blown up in the backfield, or that's why they were stuffed at the line of scrimmage. I can say that. Not every rep has been on Jordan Howard's back. All right, so guys, let's go. Hop in there. Rhino, all of y'all, let's hear what y'all thought. I got Todd back here. I'm going to bring Todd on. And Todd, I want to know what you thought. We'll keep it about this film analysis. I want to hear what your thoughts were in regards to Solomon Kindley, brother.
Man, let me tell you, he's a beast.
He's a monster, huh?
That footage reminds me of Keith Sims.
Yeah?
That's who it reminds me of. The way he pulls, the way he is just pushing the guy, pancaking him.
Mm-hmm.
And to think this is his rookie year, imagine how good he's going to be once he gets this experience.
Yeah, and look, like, he wasn't going, he wasn't afraid to go up against the big boys. Like, no problem.
Yeah, the only thing I see that experience will bring, like when he's on a combo block and there's another guy there to make the play a little bit downfield, splitting off that block and hitting the other guy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But that's something experience will bring. Once he gets that down, you're looking at Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think he's 3 years away from being a legitimate Pro Bowler. And I don't know if you saw it like that. Did you see that play where I had Robert, that I highlighted, where Robert Hunt and him were pulling at the same time? Like, unbelievable. like it just, that if that doesn't bring a smile to a Dolphins face,
I guarantee you, Jamar or Taylor and out there had to go change his pants watching those two come his direction.
Yeah. He probably wasn't. And even like Lawrence Guy I was seeing on reps was getting frustrated with him. Yeah. And that's a guy who's pretty stout in the run game, right? So
you want to talk about steals of the draft? That very well could be the steal of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, finding a Pro Bowl guard, like the great thing about our interior, if you go look at Solomon Kindley, and as he stands right now, he hasn't given up a single sack. He's given up 5 pressures and no sacks.
In 5 games.
In 5 games.
I'll take that from a rookie.
Todd. I don't think people recognize that. Rhino, what were your thoughts on the film analysis, what you saw from Solomon Kindley, and even the stuff you saw from Robert Hunt at the end there?
Oh, to me, I'm just impressed with the guy, how low he gets, the technique that he uses as a big man. It's really impressive to see a big guy like that get so low. And his feet are impressive. He reminds me of Jamie Nails. When I look at him, I see Jamie Nails. Obviously, Jamie Nails wasn't that big, but they're very similar in how they move. That's how I see him.
Jamie Nails was pretty big, I will say that.
Well, he was big for his time. You probably stand next to Solomon, he probably wouldn't look, the same.
I want to know something. What does PFF look at? Because how are they grading him so low?
Well, this is my thing, and I brought this up to EM privately yesterday because the light bulb finally went off for me. How are these grades coming out before the All-22 does?
Huh. What's that?
The grades come out Monday morning. The All-22 doesn't come out till usually Monday afternoon, Monday evening.
So they're going by TV replay at the best.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but guys, I have done stuff for PFF. And I went through their whole process to see, like, I have the whole booklet downstairs to see if I wanted to join the team. And you know what threw me for a loop was they're like, okay, the first game they gave me to break down was LSU versus Clemson, the national championship. And they gave me the broadcast footage. I'm like, yo, how do I have the All-22 of this game and y'all are providing me the broadcast footage? Because the thing with the broadcast footage, and this is the same thing with highlights, right? Because, guys, highlights are taken from the broadcast, right? You can't see some of the secondary. Like, you can't make out certain coverages, sometimes all play, because they focus in on the quarterback till they even snap the ball and guys are released off the line. So
Right.
sometimes you don't even see what the coverage is pre-snap, bro. So like I'm like, like fourth, fifth play in, I'm having a problem reading what the corners are doing and the second when what the safety is doing because of that exact issue. And I'm like, you're playing the guessing game at this point. Like,
so basically, they see a 2-yard run and they're to his side, they're going to put it on him automatic. When
now,
it could
don't get
be
me
your
wrong.
tackle.
There is stuff from PFF that, like, there's blatant stuff you can watch, like linebackers,
Yeah.
linemen, for the most part. Like, defensive linemen are easier to watch live than offensive linemen. Offensive linemen, you need to watch the reps multiple times, bro. Like, you like, here's an example. Go back to the first game. Remember my notes after the post-game show? Let's take Solomon Kindley. Remember how I said I noticed he had a problem pulling to the left? Remember I was saying that after the post-game show? Well, the All-22 told me why. Because the All-22 showed me why. It's because his first step wasn't very explosive. And because it wasn't, that highlighted his lack of elite athleticism, right? So he wasn't getting to the spot quick enough. And he's clearly worked on his first step because his first step is much better than it was in week 1.
Yeah.
So he's pulling a lot stronger. So like things he's working, but the broadcast didn't tell me that. The broadcast, I just saw him struggle when he pulled to the left. I didn't see why. And I watched the rep like 2 times. So when I watch it's that goal line view. That's the God view, man.
Magic.
Like that's God's view of a football game, just high. So, yeah, man. Like that's why I tell y'all, like I ain't lying when I said, don't like miss me with those highlight packages, right? Like name a highlight package you've seen that you didn't like. You know what I mean? So the crazy thing is, I just took a rookie, and think about this for a sec. I want people to think about this. I was able to find pretty much, for the most part, 2 dominant pass reps and 2 dominant run reps in each game. Think about that. Not just good, not just really good, not just excellent, dominant.
You're talking about pancake dominant.
Dominant, bro. Like dominant. Like not just okay, not just good, dominant. That should tell people something. Like there were plays, again, like Jerome with the bad, with the good. There were plays I was turning away from Kinley because this thing would have turned into a 45-minute, like, short piece that I would have probably ended up submitting to Sundance. You know what I mean? Like, so, Pyro, I want to get your thoughts because you're here. What did you think about the film analysis? What did you see from Solomon Kindley? What did you see from when I went to the 49ers clips from Robert Hunt? How excited are you with this offensive line?
Well, first of all, let me just say, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
What's good, bro?
I love it, man. The man his awareness is freaking insane.
Mm-hmm.
His quickness, we cannot sleep on his quickness too, man. Robert Hunt, he looks good, but that's just one game. We need to see more. So I'm waiting for that. But so far, man, I'm ecstatic. And let me just say this: I seen I don't know if you guys seen it, but I think it was Josh House who showed it, but how Kinley was blocking one of the 49ers all the way like out of the screen, man. I was like, dang, where he just took
Bro,
him.
did you see that combo? Did you see that combo block where he's just using one arm?
Dude,
Hunt's got 2 hands on him, but Kinley got one arm and his other arm's free. And then they just drive him off horizontally to the left, and then he just engages someone else.
Man, he is a freaking monster.
He's a mauler, man.
And
listen,
I tell you what,
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he can play defensive tackle. I mean, like, Jesus.
Hey, I thought you were going to suggest that we run with him on 3rd down, to be honest with you. Just fall forward, Solomon. You'll roll to the first.
He make a hell of a fullback.
I'm thinking Jesse Davis is losing his job and going back to swing.
Yeah.
Red Dino. We'll get into that right after this, but because that plays into the whole Solomon Kindley. Red Dino. Appreciate you, homie. Your Patreon. Let's get your thoughts on what you saw with Solomon Kindley. Same question. What did you think of the film analysis? Give me your feedback, brother, on what you saw all together.
Man, I think just how smart he is. Realizing that Karras is in trouble, or Jesse Davis is in trouble and be able to jump over there and help one of those guys out, especially for a rookie. A rookie might be a little hesitant to jump over there and help one of those vets out, but he isn't hesitating, and he's so smart with where he needs to be next, and going kind of above and beyond of kind of like his responsibility.
And you can see why Andrew Thomas looked good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he can really clean up for guys' mistakes.
Look at when they comboed him up with Robert Hunt, who was more athletic when he's pulling than Jesse Davis, and it was over. It was a wrap. Havoc,
what's good,
on, brother?
Hey, Havoc.
What's good, y'all?
What's good,
man?
Havoc?
It's funny because I remember on draft night when they drafted Solomon Kindley, everyone was like, "Oh, that's a nice pick." Next, and now as we go through the season, and this only speaks to why training camp and preseason are so important, because if you just go by the numbers, Robert Hunt should be the starting right tackle right now, but right now it appears that Solomon Kindley has got his position locked down, no challenges whatsoever, and Robert Hunt, he hit the field more because of the injury to Austin Jackson. So for me, man, this is what, when we talk about being patient during the process, when we talk about having faith in a long-term plan, which is something we have not seen in a very very long time.
Beautiful.
This is what it looks like. Mm-hmm. This is what progress looks like. So,
well, should we think about moving him to left guard right now, especially when Jackson gets back, so those two can just continue to kind of build that chemistry on that left side?
Man, I think it comes down to what
you can turn it up a bit, Havoc.
Okay. I think it comes down to what
perfect.
Right. I think it comes down to.
I don't think you can mess with it's working.
Continuity.
You know what I mean? Sure. Like my question is, first of all, shout out to Jazz803 for donating $5 Australian. He says he hits me with the reverse. He says shout out to Canada. Shout out to you, homie.
Shout out to Australia as always.
Yeah, I think the issue is I think that's the perfect word. Continuity. Trying to keep it going. What you're building, keep working off of it. And right now. See, my question is, what do you do with Eric Flowers? Because he's good. Like, don't get me wrong, he's been good, but he's not $10.5 million a year good. That's kind of a hard pill for me to swallow. Like, my thing is, what do you keep as you're rolling right now? And
I will
fill the center in the off season. Or do you start looking at
we need to see Dieter and see if Dieter can play a little bit too at center or
be that
fill-in guard.
Bring him up. I forgot about him.
Yeah, and we also need to see Hunt now against more athletic ends, speedier guys that got good bend, not just power guys. Because there were reps. I don't know if you guys heard what I said earlier. He was taking Arik Armstead right off his feet.
Well,
standing him up right off his feet.
His strength isn't question. I think it's his technique. Really.
I think Joey
it's his feet. It's his feet. You don't know if he's going to be able. If his feet are quick enough to keep up, and how he's going to be in open space against these guys, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. Joey Bosa is going to be a legitimate test. Because for that one bad rep Wirfs has had all year against Khalil Mack, if people go watch him against Joey Bosa. Wirfs dominated Joey Bosa.
Real quick reason. So say if Hunt locks down the right tackle and then Austin Jackson locks down the left, do we still should go for Panay Sewell?
No. You could because here's the thing. Well, personally I would, because if Hunt gives you that play at right tackle,
he can give it to your right guard.
Oh, he's going to be a Pro Bowler right off the bat at right guard, right?
Yeah.
And now I only got to worry about, now you go back to Red Dino. If Dieter shows up, because, guys, I didn't like what I saw from Ted Karras. Was like, Kinley was having to help him out. Flowers was trying to have to help him out. Karras started looking better in the last two games, but overall, very hit or miss. I could see why he's a backup rotational guy, but the thing with Panay Sewell is he's so transcendent. I keep saying he's the best player I've seen in the last 10 years, not the best offensive lineman. And I keep saying I want a Las Vegas Raiders offensive line. And if you can get Panay Sewell and kick Hunt into right guard after he's proven it at tackle, and you only got to worry about the center, you've pretty much got your offensive line.
So we could have a cheaper version of that Raiders O-line too.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why I want to move off of Eric Flowers, because I can move you off. I can move. Kinley's natural position is left guard, so that's his natural first step. He no problem. If he can do it at right guard, he can sure as hell do it at left. I can kick in Hunt. Now that $10.5 million, and I got Panay and Austin Jackson on rookie deals. That $10.5 million, I can get a stud center, or I can go and get on a weapon. I can go get a receiver.
Flowers is on a 2-year deal, right?
Flowers 3, but you can get out of it after 2. You can get out of it after next year.
My thing is, and like just because of the size of the contract, obviously Karras is a bridge player, but I think to a certain extent, Eric Flowers is a bridge player too. So for me, in my opinion, Eric Flowers isn't like a determining factor, because I'm just of the opinion, big contracts doesn't mean big performance, and you don't have to look much farther than Jordan Howard to understand that just because you're making the most money doesn't mean you're necessarily the best man for the job. So if our real future, like if we were be able to be in a situation to get Panay Sewell, your real future is Jackson, Austin Jackson, Kinley, whoever at center, Hunt, and Sewell at the right tackle. That would be an O-line. You can just put that into autopilot and ride that out. Because in my opinion, championships, they're built on the backs of generational talent. And you gotta have them. You gotta have some form of generational talent at every level on the offense, defense. And if you can have a legit game changer on the blind side of your left-handed quarterback, I'm taking it. I'm not even thinking twice.
And what about that center from Oklahoma if you were to put him up in the middle of that?
Creed Humphrey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with Creed Humphrey, but he's not Cesar Ruiz.
He
So I'll take him in the
go?
20s. It'll probably go between 15 to 25-ish.
Is Caesar getting playing time right now?
Yes.
He's getting quite a bit. I haven't followed him up much.
Yeah. Saints.
And what's his face? The center they drafted last year, the guard that they shifted inside. That I forget what his name is. He got hurt. So
yeah,
I mean, would be helping Jackson out so much there too. Those two on that side would be scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with you look at what someone just posted. If Dieter can play, I mean, that's a crazy offensive line. And the thing about Kinley and Hunt and them becoming luxuries at this point is, like I said, you can get elite play without having to worry about having to pay these guys after their 50-year option. And that's the great thing about first-round draft picks is you get 4 plus an option.
Well, see, that's the problem there, though, with Hunt and Kinley. They weren't first round. Yeah,
but that's fine. I can – guards are easier to find than transcendent tackles.
Yeah, you got to draft transcendent tackles.
Now, hey, hold up. One thing I can say is I'm about to watch this video a couple times because it's been a long time since I've seen the Dolphins have a guard like that.
I bet you when you started watching this, you didn't think you were going to make a Keith Sims comparison. I'm going to have to tell Richmond you said that and see what he thinks.
Keith Sims came right in and played well right from the get-go.
They both did.
They're still like best friends, eh?
Yeah, well, you got to look at it also. Keith Sims, second-round pick.
Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all, hey, the night before the draft, I literally gave a mini scouting report of this guy during our mock draft and I told EM, you know what caught my eye before I started really diving into the Andrew Thomas? I knew about Solomon before I knew about Andrew Thomas. It was because of his name. I saw his name. I'm like, yo, that's the best name ever. and then I started watching Andrew Thomas film, and I was like, oh, snap diggity. And then I was like, yo, this kid is really, really good. That's why I was like, give me Hunt, give me Kinley, or give me Damian Lewis at guard. And Shane Lemieux from Oregon.
I know you loved getting Hunt and Kinley.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I'll that day 3 recap. I was losing my head off those picks.
I'll say this much: I'm not exactly reaching back for the Shaq Calhoun days at right guard. So, we're we're at a point right now. Our whole franchise is on the up, and that is unquestioned at this point. And we're fitting to get.
Did you say unquestioned?
Unquestioned at
Are
this
you
point.
sure about that?
No, I'm not. But
Hey, he might have a
You know
point.
what I
It's the
mean.
first
But-
time we've ever been
You know what I
favored.
mean.
I will say for the fan who enjoys facts, logic, and
Reality?
no pun intended reason, you know, our roster has done a 180 from last season.
Incredible.
It's not even close right now. So
It's such an
we-
improvement, man.
we're out here talking about Panay Sewell as the icing on the cake. Most teams
that's
drafting
true.
Panay Sewell would be like, we're gonna start with him as our foundation and try to get some guys after him. We're talking about him.
Shout out to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
My only
Word up.
My only critique about this offensive line is the run game. I think we should get a little more push up front, man. But if they can do that,
But-
they can
Now,
fix the running
Yeah,
game.
but it's not. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but the part of that is
but-
just Jordan Howard and Jakeem Grant taking away our numbers on there.
yeah,
Our
that's
yards
true
per carry
because
without those guys would be much better.
if you didn't have that minus 12 yards on the carry, all of a sudden our average is over 3 on Sunday. But you know, I will say this: Karras and Jesse Davis have been the ones that have struggled the most in the run
That's
game.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Jesse Davis has struggled a lot. Now,
Yeah.
you throw in Hunt next to Kinley, I bet our running game
Over.
will get better on that side.
It's over. And a shout out to Josh Valencia, who donated $1.99. He said, "Do you want Le'Veon Bell?" Now, I said this earlier.
No.
If it's a 1 year,
Yep.
Depends on it.
small, like I'm paying this guy $1 or $2 million because he's still getting paid by the Jets. Cool, but I'm not giving this guy 3-4 years at 10, 12 a
We
pop.
already paying Howard.
No, man, because we've got over what? We've got like 27 million in cap right now,
I know,
and
I'm just saying, I'm just
Howard's
saying.
dead cap is only this year, and it's 4.75. If I can take a 4.75 million cap hit and pay this guy $2 million, and for 1 year I'm paying Le'Veon Bell in total between the dead cap 6.75, and I can add him to Gaskin and Breda. Dude, I'm telling you, Gase did not use him properly. Le'Veon Bell is still one of the – and here's the great thing. This guy went from getting 300 carries a season to now he's got all of a sudden way more treads on the tires than we thought he would have at this
But
point.
didn't he have a
Yeah, but
couple
you know
injury
what I would love
concerns though
about him?
too? Though a little
Well, he's
bit.
batting like a was it a groin or a hamstring, something like that.
Yeah,
But
you know
so
what I
that
love
way-
about
that's why I
Bell,
wouldn't
though,
go
is-
big on him.
The one
Yeah.
thing I love about Bell is you could line him up in the slot and he could run routes.
He can
like
do
a
everything,
receiver.
man. He
Yeah.
can do everything.
I mean,
man.
I'll say one thing I like about Bell is one, he took a year off in the middle of his career. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he's got a little more tread on those tires than you might think. But I'll also say any team that wants to sign him this year, you know their agent is going to have a precondition that we're looking for a long-term deal on top of this short-term deal this season.
But
Because
you know how
Le'Veon Bell
bad-
still feels he's an all-pro.
But you
That's
know how bad
Okay.
Gase is. as a
I can
coach.
tell you, this is a business. I can tell you yes, doesn't mean I mean it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he may think he probably still is an all-pro in the right system.
Well, and here's the other thing, Todd.
Hmm.
He might take a small contract to come here because where does he live?
Miami,
There you
Not
go.
just that, where did he want to come as a free agent?
Miami.
Miami. See, I get KC, but does KC really like you're gonna stunt Clyde Edwards-Helaire now by
No, okay,
you know what I mean?
it's not
See,
gonna improve
it makes sense for us because we still don't have a running back that's run for 100 yards in a game yet.
Right.
Makes
Yeah, but
sense
see-
for us to try it out.
Yeah, like
Now,
we like
and-
Gaskin, but if you
well,
get a
and-
Le'Veon Bell,
Well, and here's the
Where
thing,
is he
Havoc. Here's the thing, Havoc. Go to the Patriots, right? What did James White, Sony Michel, Rex Burkhead? Right now, we only got 2 of them. We got Gaskin and we got Breda. Laird is, come on, let's be honest. He's a throw-in. Like you're not depending on him in your running back committee. But if you add Le'Veon, all of a sudden now you have
Yeah.
a legitimate running back
Now-
community.
Now, he can go to Kansas City and possibly get a Super Bowl ring. The problem is he going to get his future contract?
He's not
He's
going to
not
get a future
getting-
contract
no.
there. No.
not from
He's
KC.
No, what I'm
Well-
saying, though, is he's not going to get to
And-
put up the numbers.
And Todd, you know why else I'm signing you for $2 million? I faced the Jets twice this year, including
Yeah.
this week.
Give me that
Come on
info. I was
gonna
over,
say,
brother.
yeah.
Give me that playbook.
Let's go. I want to make sure I come out 2-0.
Give me that
Because I
playbook.
said this with Richmond Webb
Yeah,
and Mr.
Gase's
Ballgame
playbook
earlier.
is,
on our,
is done-
on-
Is done
I
in
said-
crayon. So
Yeah, I said this on our podcast earlier that will be out tomorrow.
Gase is
There's-
such a bad
There's
play
only but there's only 2 games in the season you can say Gase actually gets out of bed for,
Mhm.
and that's the
That's
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
I bet
he
you.
won't be around for the second one, but
I bet
Oh,
you.
yeah, well, yeah, hopefully,
I bet
hopefully.
you we signed Le'Veon Bell, man. Flores have that whole playbook photocopied. Here's your copy, Fitz. Here's your copy, Tua.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go to work.
Let's
but you
get
know
yeah.
what, though? He would help Tua out a lot, though, with his receiving out the backfield, too.
Yeah, he's phenomenal receiver, man.
He's still a great player.
And
Yeah.
He's just in a bad situation.
and
Well,
Gase
not
had-
anymore.
Gase had Frank Gore catching.
Dude, and and here's my thing. Well, yeah, I know, eh? It's ridiculous.
damn, man.
Here's my thing. And I don't like this narrative that Le'Veon isn't a team player. Like, this is ridiculous because, guys, this guy had over 320 carries on the franchise tag, coming off back-to-back seasons of 275 carries plus each year. Like, dude, 1,000 carries over 3 years on your body at the NFL level. Yeah, guess what? And that's not even counting how many hits he took in the open field receiving out of the backfield, because he would still
Exactly.
add 60, 70
that's true.
targets.
And
So
he's-
guess what? I would want to be paid too.
He had 85 catches the year he had 312
Yeah,
carries.
and guess what? And he was in that locker room saying, "Y'all are gonna pay this lunatic Antonio Brown, but I'm here giving you 85 targets, which is as much as a number one receiver on most teams."
He's also a good blocker.
Oh, bro, Le'Veon Bell. If he never left Pittsburgh and they dropped his usage down to about 250, 225, we'd still be talking about him as one of the best backs in football right now, because they just would have prolonged it. But Le'Veon's so talented, man. I
think the Hall of Fame. You'd be saying Hall of Fame if he stayed in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think so. I think the main rap on Le'Veon was
I wanted him so bad. Boy.
One, he was hanging out with Martavius Bryant a little too much. Number one, but number two, he knew his worth. He knew his value.
Yeah.
He knew what he was bringing to the table. And
I hate to be the white guy that says it, Havoc.
Yeah.
But that's the last thing some of these old white owners like, is a black man knowing his value in this world, bro.
And you know what? Le'Veon Bell, unlike a whole lot of other athletes, he walked the walk. He was like, I ain't playing this year.
Yep.
So
and Havoc, does that attitude not actually belong with Flores and Greer if you actually go by?
I think so. And you know, the Steelers do things a very specific way, and they've done it a very specific way for the entirety of the time that the Rooney family has owned that team. Is it the Rooney family? Yeah, the Rooney family has owned that team. So
I give Le'Veon credit for what he did. He showed balls. He stood by what he believed. He was taking the pounding for it. Pay me.
Yeah.
Well, if we sign him to a cheap, like even 2-year deal that's cheap on both years here, after year one, we could turn around. We might be able to trade him away for a little bit of draft capital too. If we really like the way Gaskins is looking and Breida, and we say, hey, we like that duo. We like Bell, but we want to stick with this duo. Man, we might be able to get a little bit back for the draft.
Well, you forget
if he turns around and has a good year.
You forget this is Breida's last year on his contract.
Well, no. I've been very adamant about that. That's why I think running back, if something isn't figured out, like, I had the conversation with EM. I'll let him say what he said today, but I was warning everyone last year when I was on that other platform. Travis Etienne was my running back one last year. I said, this guy is a more athletic Alvin Kamara. And then he didn't declare, so Jonathan Taylor automatically became my automatic running back one. And I'm telling y'all, people laughed at me when I said Travis Etienne's going to come back and he's going to be picked around the top 10, and he's going to be the first in and around top 10 running back we've seen in a few years. And, but Najee Harris is sitting there in the second.
I want Najee.
Kenneth Gainwell's sitting there in the second. Chuba Hubbard, shout out to Canada, sitting there in the second. There's a lot of good running backs in the second and third. I would not be surprised if this offensive line keeps trending where it does, and, we miss out on a Penei Sewell, he goes too high, this could be a weapon-heavy draft.
Yeah, but I would say if we get Panay
and sorry, yes, just though 1X Jason Sanders is an All-Pro kicker at the
100%.
moment. He's the best kicker in the NFL. If you don't believe me, meet me when I come down to Miami. Let's talk about it, like gentlemen.
Have you ever felt more confident in a 50-yarder with him? It's like,
since Olindo Mare, that was the last guy I was as confident in to make a field goal was Olindo Mare.
Well, Dan Carpenter had some good years.
But Olindo Mare got shaky near the end there.
Yeah, Dan Carpenter had some good years.
Yeah, he had some good, but Olindo was actually out there for like
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out there for a while. I think, if we're able to land Panay Sewell with the Houston pick, it may not even matter who we get as a running back. Because behind a line like that, I think about.
Said, bro. What have I said? I've said you build that offensive line, right? And you can turn an average back into an 800-900, God love us, 1,000-yard back, and then all you do is keep reshuffling the position.
Look at Denver. Look at Denver.
You're also
look
going
at
to
Dallas.
make average receivers look a lot better. They're going to get a lot of time.
I mean,
exactly. Look at Dallas Havoc. We can all agree DeMarco Murray was producing, and he even produced after he left. But their offensive line, and McFadden was a bust with the Raiders, and then produced with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were okay with letting a good, talented running back like DeMarco go to the Titans and end up eventually getting beat out to Derrick Henry because they said we can just draft another guy and put him behind that offensive line.
Well, look at Amari Cooper having his
what they screwed up. What the Cowboys screwed up is when they gave Zeke all that money, man.
I want to say this. Red Dino, never mind Amari. You want me to throw the real name at you? Because Havoc, Rhino, Pyro, y'all have been on me. I said, give me the elite offensive line for my quarterback. You want to go even deeper than Amari, Red Dino? That offensive line and Dak Prescott's development and growth as a quarterback. And ability to be comfortable in the pocket, learn to go through his progressions, make his reads, disguise coverages with good protection in front of him so he can diagnose. People don't realize, what killed Andrew Luck's career. They got the offensive line right, not till the last 2 years of his career, though, and
he was
the
done.
damage was already done.
Yeah, I mean,
what ended Peyton Manning's career by the end of it? That offensive line that Andrew Luck inherited.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of these things.
Definitely.
Particularly, you're talking about. I just think, generally speaking, if you're going to invest in a young quarterback, the second thing you should look to invest in is what's going to protect him. Yeah. It just makes logical sense. Particularly, we look at the Denver Broncos. All them years they had 1,000 yards back out of just dudes like C.J. Anderson. You a multiple 1,000-yard back. Gary, you 1,000-yard back. Who else wants to be 1,000-yard back? It was like Oprah giving out cars. You get 1,000 yards. You get 1,000 yards.
You get two.
Tua right now is probably
until they got Jawan James, but
Terrell Davis, you get 2,000 yards. You know what I mean?
If we were to get Sewell, Tua would be the biggest one celebrating because he'll be able to sit back there all day and pick teams apart.
Bro, listen, you could come away with Panay. I know I want Micah Parsons, guys. Don't get me wrong. You could come away with Panay Sewell, and then you could turn around with your top 15, top 20 pick if we sneak in, top 25 pick, and you could go. And, especially if you're top 15, like I said earlier, you could go and you could go get, if you're going to move off Devontae Parker, you could replace him with Rashad Bateman, who's my wide receiver one. If you're going to keep the big guys on the outside, you could get a Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith that are comfortable targets of Tua on top of an offensive line who can play the slot. And then if you don't want to pay Devontae when he's out, you can move one of those guys out to the boundary, then find a new slot guy. Or you could just say, you know what, screw it. I want to go with the most talented wide receiver, even though he's a pure slot guy, and you could get Rondale Moore from Purdue, and you could say, hey, I'm going to stick with the big guys I got on the boundary and throw a slot guy in there. You could come away with the most transcendent tackle ever if that Texans pick, one of the most transcendent tackles in the last 10 years. If that Texans pick is top 3, and then if your other pick is a top 20, you could come away with a godlike target. Because y'all remember, y'all who were watching me on the other platform on night one of the draft night, how hard did I want CD to fall to 18. When I was sitting there, I was saying, come on, baby CD. I thought they were going Cesar Ruiz in Dallas. I was like, yo, you're going to give me CD Lamb right now? And look at how CD's popping off right now before Dak Prescott got hurt. He's probably going to keep rolling. They're talking about moving on from Amari Cooper already. Like, that would have been perfect. And you can get that this draft because we've got so many holes, because I don't think there's a nose tackle worth the top 20 pick. I do think there are safeties, but if Bobby keeps playing the way he's playing and Eric keeps playing the level he's playing at, are they going to make that move? I don't know. Invest that high in the capital?
The only thing I would think of is Moses at middle linebacker.
Yeah, but if you go Micah Parsons, then who do
you like besides Micah?
Moses, but I really like Nick Bolton the more and more I'm starting to watch of him.
Bolton more.
Yeah, he's from Missouri. He's not as athletic as Moses and Micah Parsons, but he's got elite instincts. He's got elite football IQ. See, here's the thing about Micah Parsons, and this is what people got to realize. Micah Parsons, the reason why I wanted him so bad and I was banging the table is because Micah Parsons solves your pass rushing more than the other two guys. They're more true middle. Like, Micah Parsons is one of the best off-ball blitzing linebackers I've ever seen. His weakness is actually coverage. So, he's going to have to get into, how you see EM talk about how he likes Kyle Van Noy deployed inside out, and he didn't like him used outside in. Well, Micah, for the first couple of years, you're probably going to have to use outside in. You're not going to use inside out. He's not going to be the main communicator in your middle. He's going to be off the line of scrimmage, off the ball, et cetera, et cetera. Like, he's not going to be your true Mike for the first year or two. He's not there yet coverage-wise. So,
every mock draft I've looked at.
And another linebacker, Chaz Surratt from North Carolina, because y'all know I love Sam Howell, so I watch a ton of North Carolina. Chaz Surratt from North Carolina, the guy is electric, and you want to know what the thing is? 2 years ago, he was a quarterback at North Carolina. And he had never played linebacker before, and they converted him to linebacker, and he's actually a beast. Like, he's a legit beast. He's all over. Like, the guy has the makings of, like, a 110 tackle guy in the NFL because his motor is just like y'all remember the white dude that stepped in for Patrick Willis?
Borland.
Yeah, very similar to Chris Borland.
Yeah.
Very similar to Chris Borland.
What's I know Borland retired, right?
Yeah, after like 1 year.
Yeah, he was like, I've done the research on CTE. I'm good.
He said he had like 2 concussions during that year as a starter, and he had already had like 6 or 7. And he's like, I'm good. He's like, I made enough money where I can live comfortably for a little bit, right?
Let me ask you this, Reason. If we don't get Sewell because he gets picked ahead, what do you do? Draft a guard or do you draft a tackle?
First, I'm going to answer Latrell Devin because you got a very good question, and I got to expand on that, Todd. Latrell, should we bring in snacks? Don't have a problem. I want to see what Benito Jones gives us.
That's what I'm wondering.
I like this tape. Me and EM have been on him for a while. He offers you the rarity that most nose tackles don't, which is a pass rushing ability. So I want to see what we got. Todd, as far as you're concerned with your question, this is what I posed to EM. What do you do if you're at 4 or you're at 5? Because 5 is too high for a linebacker. Anyone who's sitting here saying take a linebacker 3, 4, 5, y'all don't know how draft capital works. And I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to. You just don't understand how the process works. That's too high. Okay, so usually top 5 is even Okuda. For as transcendent as much as I like this tape, that was just because it was such a glaring need. But especially after they traded Darius Slay, but even that was too high for a guy like me who liked Okuda. So, usually it's quarterback, offensive tackle. And then again, you might be able to sneak a cornerback in there, right? Or
defensive ends.
Or we've seen, or an end, or we've seen a wide receiver a la, what's his face? Kenyon Johnson. Right? What's his face? Not his.
You talking about in this pass? What I know, OBJ was a top 10 wide receiver pick, right?
No, what was the the guy Parcells with the Jets?
Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn.
Just give me the damn ball.
Yeah. So I mean, you've seen that before, but even receivers are pretty rare guys. Running backs, Zeke went top 5. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's rare. You know what I mean? But look that's more weapons, guys. You don't really go linebacker, right? Like you don't you don't go defensive. It's rare you go defensive tackle. You know what I mean? Like it happens. Don't get me wrong, but it's rare, right?
you got to be like Ndamukong Suh, who's the last defensive tackle taken number one.
Like Micah Parsons would have to be as good as he is off ball in the middle for him to go top 5. Like he would have to be elite in coverage, elite blitzing, elite off the ball, like elite read and rec. Like the guy would have to be basically he can play any position, 3-4, 4-3 linebacker to go top 5 for us at least.
Yeah.
What do you think we could get for that 5th pick if we have it and we want to trade out?
Depends how desperate.
I'm not trading out.
Before then.
Now I said all that to say this. If I'm at 5 and Panay's gone, I'm probably just taking Parsons because
me
what
too.
are you going to move back to 7 or 8 and risk him going at 6 or 1 ahead of you? You might as well just take him. Or if there's a receiver,
it's not worth
you
the
really
risk. Yeah,
there's a receiver. That's why 5 is finicky. 4 is okay. I can trade back to 6 because Lance might be there, Fields might still be there, But when you get to 5 and you've done the top 4, usually the top 3 quarterbacks are probably gone.
Man, the only player I don't want to get is Chase.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't like him?
Overrated. Yeah, I think it's overrated too.
I like him. But you can get
show me him in
equal
an
value
offense.
later.
Show me in an offense that isn't basically the best in college at manufacturing space for wide receivers, and let's talk. Like Waddle and Devontae have much more polished skill sets, much more diverse, especially speed wise. Rondell Moore, like I keep saying, if he was 6 foot, he would be the best receiver. No, and Rashad Bateman, I don't care what anyone says, he changed his number to 0 this year. He's opting back in. Rashad Bateman is OBJ 2.0.
But that's only if we move out of Devontae.
I want that receiver would be Waddle. I like Waddle for some reason.
Yeah, I like. You know who I want if I'm going Alabama? I'm going Devontae Smith. He's fat. He's almost just as fast as Ruggs. He's just as good of a route runner as Ruggs was. And I think, you want my personal opinions? I said this to Yem, and I think I said this to Ball Game. I can prove to you through visual evidence that Devontae Smith is Tua Tagovailoa's favorite receiver ever.
Yeah, I think just like as connection. I think just as like objectively watching the Alabama tape last season, it appears Devontae Smith was like the man amongst those guys. Even amongst Jerry Jeudy was part of that team too. It seemed like Devontae Smith was that guy in that wide receiving room.
And y'all remember, who's your boy that called Henry Ruggs being number 1 off the board when everyone else is saying Judy and Lamb? Holla at me, and I'm telling you, Devontae Smith is better than might not be as fast as Henry Ruggs, but he's more polished and he's almost as fast as Henry Ruggs.
You can't teach 4.2 speed. You just
where
can't.
Do you have to be to draft him?
Top 15?
Yeah.
Again, now you're going to come to a question. If you're sitting at 5 or 6, do you just invest it if Panay's gone and Micah's gone? You don't need a quarterback. Do you just make the investment?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I think
6 once you get to 6, 7, 8, you can swallow a wide receiver pause. You can swallow a wide receiver pick. You can swallow a wide receiver pick. You can swallow the Micah Parsons pick, et cetera, et cetera. You can go with those glorified weapon picks or, non-top 5 picks.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can, once you hit 6, you're pretty much okay to do that, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
how would y'all feel if we
were going to fall?
You know what? I think he might fall to top 20-ish, and I think that's because he opted out. Bateman's opting back in. Devontae Smith is playing. Chase has opted out, but, I mean, he's already got the film, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he's not playing. Look at the offense right now.
5 off the board.
Look at LSU right now without Joe Brady. Never mind Joe Burrow. Look at LSU right now. Jamar Chase was like, I got no Joe Brady. I got no Joe Burrow. Are you crazy? All he would have done is hurt his stock. And you know what's funny? If he would have played this year, he wouldn't be in the conversation for wide receiver.
Didn't LSU LSU just lost to an unranked team, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they lost the week before that too, bro.
Man, yeah, they have a losing record.
Yeah.
Who did they
They
lose
lost 2 weeks in a
to?
row.
Who did they just lose to? Missouri.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Nick Bolton.
Yep.
Shout out to Nick Bolton.
But you know what? It just goes. I think it just goes to show. Number one, Joe Burrow had one of the craziest seasons any college quarterback has ever had, and it all just kind of lined up. And people, I think although Justin Jefferson was a high round, a high draft pick, I think people were sleeping on him a little bit because right now he's out here.
I thought that's where the
showing
Eagles
off.
were going to go. I thought that's where the Eagles were going to go, and I was a Rager guy. I'm a Jalen Rager guy, and I thought Justin Jefferson made more sense for the Eagles. And you talk about this now. Here's another thing. People got to look at why did he have a historic season? Therefore, why did Justin Jefferson eat and Jamar Chase have the film he has? Not only did he have Joe Brady manufacturing space for receivers at the rate he had, but Havoc, I've touched on this for multiple times, and we got 118 in the comments. Maybe I'll enlighten someone new in the comments. Guys, Joe Burrow, all of his courses were online correspondence. During the day, he was sitting in the film room with his coaching staff while Tua, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, all these guys were sitting in class.
He's basically living that pro life already.
That's where he was.
So right, because he was in his 5th year, right?
Yep.
So he basically was able to dedicate more time
To playing football.
than any other quarterback.
And
I bet he didn't have
Havoc,
a
Well, he was
and
also
Havoc,
much older.
and
too.
Havoc,
Yeah, he's oldest. Yeah.
and Havoc, game planning for defenses. And what's the thing? When you look at defenses, all you see is a lot of Tampa 2 quarters coverage. When you look at a lot of coverages they're very simple. You don't see difference a lot of the time, unless it's like Alabama maybe. And even then, it's very rare. You're not seeing different stuff post-snap most of the time, bro.
Right.
Like, what you're seeing pre-snap and what you've seen on film is pretty much probably what you're going to get because, again, there's 11 players on that defense. How many are going to the show? How
That's a
many of
good
them
point.
can actually understand complicated concepts at this level? Not many, right? So, yeah.
And then you got
Hey,
guys in the NFL that can't understand basic concepts.
Yep.
So
Guys, I got to get out of here. I just wanna
Paging
say
Josh
we-
Rosen.
all right,
Later, Todd.
see you later,
Great
Todd.
show, great show,
Later.
study.
Appreciate you, Todd, and hope you go back and do watch that a second or
I
third
am
time,
going
brother.
to. All right, man.
Appreciate
You have
it,
a
man.
good one.
Take
Thanks,
care.
man.
Take care.
Peace out.
Yeah, man. It's crazy out here, and particularly with this draft. And I said this in regards to the draft we just had. This year was shopping for the essentials. Like when we stripped the coverage bare. That's why we drafted as many O linemen and as many D linemen, because people forget. We drafted Curtis Weaver too. It didn't work out, but we drafted Curtis Weaver. There was intent of having him part of the team. So this year, 2021, there's still some work to be done in the trenches, but that's when you start. That's when you head to the toy store after you went to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. You picked up your essentials. Now is when you go to the toy store. Now is when you go to the auto store, and you get them flashy pieces that we've been looking for. So, man, our trajectory is so high right now. I honestly do not understand why there's any controversy amongst our fan base right now. Do we understand? Like last year, we had an O-line consisting of Jamarcus Webb, Shaq Calhoun, Julian Davenport, and who cares who else? And where we are at now, the O-line is probably one of the hardest things to get together because they're rated as a group, not necessarily individually. Yeah. So for them to take on as quickly as they have, when I thought the defense would be the one to hit the ground running, for the O-line to hit the ground running, that means we're ahead of schedule in terms of the O-line. So, man, I got nothing of faith in the plan right now.
No, I completely agree. The O-line's been a pleasant surprise. What noses do you like coming out, Reason?
I haven't done that much. I like Tyler Shelvin from LSU. I know Dolphin82 told me to watch the kid from Georgia. So I'll hop into that. But the nose, because a lot of the guys that are ranked are high are like 4-3 defensive tackles. So
Yeah.
they're guys you're gonna have to shift. So guys, smash that like button. There's 120 in the room. Subscribe if you're new here. If you haven't, if you want to go back, who is crinkling paper right now? The film analysis is probably about an hour ago, so you can go back and check that out. If you'd like to donate to the channel, obviously you can use a super chat. You can also do paypal.me/Finside. And if you'd like to become a Patreon, like two of our members on the board here, being Red Dino to the bottom right and the god of the mod squad, Rhino Sith, who's next to me, you can go over to patreon.com/Finside the NFL, and shout out to our patrons as usual. We got 13 of them. Shout out to Dan Marino, Infinite Trauma, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike 94, Shake Money, Shake, Joe B, KAL Day, Big Time, Seth, Mr. 2 Bits, Ramon Angel Hernandez, Slim Pickens, Ramon Casillas, and Red Dino. Shout out to all of you guys. Yeah, before we get out of here, I'm going to get out of here in the next 15 minutes. You guys got anything you want to cover before we get out of here?
Man, y'all talk about Dak yet?
Oh, that was tough to watch.
Oh, man. I mean, thankfully, we're in the year 2020. Not back in the Joe Theismann years. When they were looking at that, they're like, oh, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
But he going to be back. I don't know. The real question is Jerry going to have a contract for him when he comes back?
That's what I
Because he done hooked up everybody else. He done hooked up the whole team.
That's a $40 million question.
Yeah.
Sharif, what's good? What's good, homie?
Good night, guys. How y'all doing?
How you
Good,
doing,
man.
bro?
How you doing
Good.
today?
I have to actually go back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch the All-22s an hour before all this. But
I started about 22 minutes into the video.
okay. But I listened to Omar, listened to Big O, Joe Rose.
Oh God!
Dude, everyone's all over the place.
Did you lose a bet or something?
I wanna Joe is backing down now off of, hey, why don't we throw in Tua? And then you guys
Can I say this though? Shout out to Big O. He runs the Tuesday slot on the Brawl Network. Me, Richmond Webb, and Ball Game run the Thursday. Hey, Big O, I saw the numbers, boy. Oh, that's all I gotta say.
Indeed.
All right, Sharif, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I love those guys because, this is why you're like an extension of these guys, because you're not only breaking it down, you and EM break it down on film. The personality is here are perfect. Yeah, Havoc, Rhino, and everything is based on what we see on the video, what we expected from draft, how we evaluated them. And so when we follow through and see the success that we predicted, this is what makes us feel good. That's all we really want. We want to follow through for the players to have success. But, you still have some beat writers and local writers. They want Tua. Like, they don't care. They like 15 years of Fitzmagic. This is going to win. So what they're essentially saying is Fitzmagic will get us to the playoffs, and then he'll be tragic in game one.
At least we get there.
That's
Yeah.
Considering
I'll
what
worry
we've had
about
over
that
the
once
last
we
10
get
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like people want progress on their own terms. They don't
Buddy, they want Tua to take him to the AFC Championship in year one.
And
yeah.
they've seen Herbert, so it's like, why?
Yeah, but Sharif, I said this earlier, and this is what people are, and I had this discussion to, I think it was Joseph MU. Shout out to you, homie, because I know you're a subscriber. I had this discussion with him in the comments, man. Go watch the second half of the New Orleans game. How many times I got to say this? Like, they took everything away. They made him make anticipatory throws towards outside the numbers, towards the sideline, and he wasn't making them, bro. And the only reason Mike Williams got that 7 near the end of the game from Herbert was some of the worst blown coverage I've ever seen in my life. Other than that, he hadn't scored a whole point in the second half.
Yeah, we could have thrown that last time.
He went from, I believe, going into the halftime. Okay, so check this out. Going into the halftime, I'm pretty sure he was like 11 for 14, 11 for 13. Before he threw that touchdown to Mike Williams, he was 14 of 25.
Yeah.
So put that into context.
I think there's a narrative that needs to be addressed. Because I've heard this repeatedly that Tua Tagovailoa cannot beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the real
Herbert and Burrow couldn't beat him out right now. Bro.
The real news is when the team drafted Tua, they did not draft him with the intention of starting him right away. And when they eliminated the preseason, that was the nail in the coffin in that idea. Now, his competition is not Ryan Fitzpatrick. The organization, from the top down to the coaching staff, clearly have a development plan for him that extends into the regular season. So they are going to keep riding their plan. It's not Tua, he just can't outthrow Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's not it.
Playbook, bro. It's not.
That's it. His competition is progress. It's time.
Havoc. Those are the people that wanted to go into the game because they knew that he was not going to win games like most rookie quarterbacks won. And he's sitting at a 1-3 record or 1-4 record, and they say C2 was a flop.
And then they want to talk about we're all about winning. Come on now.
And Fitz has more wins than Herbert and Burrow combined right now.
And can I add something to that? You still have Omar Kelly. Omar Kelly, I don't know. He goes to training camp. He's well respected.
When he's away, what?
Omar Kelly just had his baby, by the way. But he believes that we need a premier, a defensive end pass rusher. His mindset is not on our scheme.
Exactly.
Still does not know our scheme.
That's why these people who, if you see a mock draft and they got Gregory Rousseau as our number 1 pick, that doesn't make sense. He's a 4-3 edge that's raw as hell. He's not a 3-4. Basically, guys, the edge player, the pass rusher you want, that's Micah Parsons.
Did Sharif say Omar was respected?
I mean, Omar has been around for a long time.
Well, he usually goes to camp and he sleeps. He doesn't actually watch.
So what I'm saying here is EM broke this down 6 months ago on the other channel and here. A gap, B gap, C gap. We will not have.
I can't count that high.
We will never have a premier defensive end, and we will never have a premier running back. Take it out of your mind. At the end, we will be spreading around the ball to 4 running backs. That's how it will be. That's how it was inside New England for 15 years with Brian Flores. It's no defensive end premier. We'll never be getting a premier defensive end. We will create rush like how we do. And I liked it. I like it.
Manufacture. If people watched us on Sunday, we were manufacturing pressure. We weren't asking one guy to pin his earbacks and go.
Shout out to Van Ginkel.
What I'm saying is, please, fans, throw away this idea of a premier defensive end and a premier running back. Throw that idea away. Follow the scheme of your coach. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. And as long as the organization is lined up with the coach in terms of
this to war in the comments again.
Yeah, right.
That noise, man. What the hell? Dude, the guy gets paid to go to training camp and fall asleep. There's like pictures of him sleeping at training camp all the time, and he's respected my ass. What the hell
you know what
He's just there for the spread, bro.
You know what I didn't like was when he went to training camp. When he went to the draft and he didn't know who Javon Kinlaw was.
Yeah, screw that nigga. Guy respected. Why? Because he's got dreadlocks and I'm supposed to respect him? To hell with that, dude. The guy, he gets on my nerves. The stuff he says.
He's just brash. He's brash.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Some stuff I really agree with him. Some stuff I don't agree with him. But
sure,
it's like every media guy really.
He makes good points every once in a while, but then he'll make 3 that are just like, what the hell are you on?
Yeah. But at this point, I mean, he's damn near an institution. The dude's been covering the Dolphins as long as I can remember at this point.
And does it feel like nobody is respecting Xavier? Like, he's Pro Bowl right now.
That's crazy. It's true.
What's he got? Interceptions in 3 straight games?
Do you guys see the stat where he had the most picks? Or did you guys, or was that you that brought it up, Reason? Most picks in like the last 16 games or something?
Yeah, in the NFL right now.
And he's only been healthy for about half of those games.
But according to somebody, he's a bum.
Well,
I'm not gonna name your name.
It's better you don't. It's like Voldemort over here. He who must not be named, bro.
And
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any update on Jackson? Have you guys seen anything?
No.
Oh,
I haven't seen
the
anything.
coach said that it's definitely 3 weeks IR. Definitely.
So that means it's longer than 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
all right, let's start going through you guys because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. Rhino, we'll start with you. We got 112 where the players dwell in the room right now. Rhino, we'll start with you.
Peace, guys.
Final thoughts.
Good show. I love the effort. That was a great tape. I think a lot of great insights from everyone. It's a good thing. Like Havoc keeps saying, we're on an upward trajectory. I don't think that can be disputed, especially after this week or expected results. I think we'll be talking about a different situation, hopefully talking about the playoffs at that point. But let's get there first and go Dolphins. Yeah.
Pyro. What do you got to say, brother?
I really appreciate the film breakdown, man. I can't wait for the draft prospects. And
next week, next Wednesday or Thursday.
Shout out.
Someone said Saban has COVID.
he does.
He does?
Yeah, he tested positive.
Oh shit.
There you go.
On a lighter note, I think that trending upwards. And I can't wait for it, man. Hopefully we can get Panisa well. They'll lock this offensive line down, and always, and I mean always, root against the Texans.
It even got closer with that quiet storm voice.
Root against the Texans, man.
Sharif, what's on your mind, brother?
I'm just happy that we're not getting blown out anymore, like Havoc mentioned last stream. 55-47. We're fine, guys. We're gonna create pressure.
Yeah, in our 3 losses last year, we lost by an average of 37 points. This year, we're only average about 7 points.
We're only losing to good teams too.
Lord.
Right. And I don't know
I
if
was so happy when Buffalo lost.
I want to mention something. But we'll probably wait till we get backstage.
Oh,
okay.
no.
All right. Ooh, all the anticipation. Look at this. Havoc. What's on your mind, brother?
You got more Tom Hanks information?
Oh, no.
Don't bring it in the live stream.
We were keeping it to football. Don't even go there, Havoc.
As always, it's Fins up all day, every day, 365 days a year.
Yep.
Shout out to Australia, Western Australia, Perth gang. You know the view. You know how we get down.
Sit in the game.
Be sure when you are exploring the interwebs for your Dolphins knowledge to read between the lines.
Okay. Cool.
That's all I gotta say.
Havoc stayed away, so I got worried there for a sec. All right. Red Dino, what's good, homie?
Man, first off, that was really fun watching Kinley just maul people. We haven't seen that in a long time.
A half hour of Kinley making people his son.
Man, what he did at Oliver was just nasty.
We'll talk about it.
I'm gonna definitely have to watch that again, probably 3 more times. But man, I love watching these 3 rookies. Man, we got to get them in there. We got to get them a lot of reps this year. I mean, we got to see Hunt all the time now. He better not leave if he's playing like that, especially. So, I mean, the way the O-line's going, they're getting nasty up there, and that's what we needed for a long time. So I'm excited about that.
I gotta say this. Welcome back, Daniel. First of all, Baker only had 1 good game this season. If you've watched the All-22, that was this past game. I don't know where you've been or where you're watching your games, but Byron Jones locks down the number 1s, boy. That's why Noah Igbenogany was stepping in and going against Stephon Diggs and Tyler Lockett, because they were keeping X to the 2s and they were straight swapping Noah for Byron. Like, this has been talked about by the coaching staff, my friend. So Byron covers number 1s, bro. I don't know. You weren't right. I hate to be and if you think you were right, you need to go watch the All-22, my friend. All right. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Solomon Kindley analysis. Next week, I'll be doing something college-wise, players for y'all to keep an eye on as Dolphin fans. So I've already started on that. Y'all are going to love that. My thoughts on the injury to Devon Godchaux, Tony T, is meh. He wasn't doing anything anyways. So, and we weren't going to give him the bag, bros, after the season. So it is what it is. Other than that, exactly. And let's see what Benito's got. All these rookies have been a great surprise. What if Benito Jones is the UDFA gem that we've been hoping he is? So, because again, I saw certain guys who had 3rd round grades on them. So I had I think I had a 4th round grade on them, and I saw guys with high 3. So,
wait to see him.
Y'all already know what it is, man. You need to get Sunday Ticket. That's your problem. Broadcast View don't tell you nonsense. We've already gone over this, bro. You can't tell coverage. You can't even tell coverages on some plays on broadcast. And actually, they were rotating. X didn't have Debo the whole game. So, and you could make the argument that Brandon Ayuk has been their number 1 receiver this year so far because he made more plays than Debo did Sunday. And George Kittle is their number 1 receiver, and Eric Rowe is the one who erased him. But anyways, as the Rover. But anyways, guys, y'all already know what it is. We'll be back Friday night for your pregame show to get y'all ready for the weekend. Live reaction on Sunday as usual with open to subscribers. Probably going to be another 6-hour marathon. Let's just be honest with ourselves because it is a 4:00 start. So we'll see how that one goes. And then, guys, next Wednesday, next Thursday, that college should be dropping, and Monday will be our post game. Until then, follow us on YouTube if you haven't. Follow us on Twitter at Inside the NFL, on Instagram Inside the NFL, and follow me on Spotify, guys. Well, follow the Brawl Network, but go over to Spotify. Go give us a follow because episode 3 of The Finish Line will be coming tomorrow. And in case y'all are new here, that is my podcast with Richmond Webb and Mr. Ballgame. So yeah, man, go give that a follow, guys. And that new episode is dropping, and it's on all your major podcast outlets. Just go under Dolphins Brawl. And our latest episode is actually called The QB Race. So some of y'all should probably like that. And then again, the episode we got coming out tomorrow, we talk about the quarterback situation once more. So it's going to be something that's worth. And again, I'll just show y'all here. So right there. So this top one is the Omar Show. Right here is QB Race. That's us. That's episode 2. And episode 3 will be out tomorrow. So until then, until Friday, guys, y'all already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day. We'll see you on the other side.